Hello everyone, welcome back to the Hybrid Theory Racing League, and this week around we are in Silverstone, and it's apparently a wet quali and a sprint weekend as well, so let's see what the actions look like. So we have 13 drivers on the grid so far and no one's out yet, so it's going to be quite interesting to see who's going to put it on pole. The likes of VFX and Rev King and Jishnu really have the pace and the wets to put up a very good lap time, so it's going to be rather interesting. And meanwhile, the first car that's out of the pits is Hershey in the Red Bull. Meanwhile, VFX goes for a spin there. The conditions seem rather tricky out here, and I think it's going to take around like 2-3 laps to really get up to grips with the track conditions and really put in a representative lap time. Hashi is going to be the first person to start the flying lap. The final corner puts in the power fairly well. Navigating turn 1, little hesitant on the throttle, the rear stepping out a little bit, fighting the car. Brakes fairly decently, I would say. Takes a wide line and hits the apex fairly well. Gets on the power as soon as possible. Flips the curb. And he's going to be thinking about the next few series of corners, which is extremely tricky to nail traction. Goes down to third. Doesn't short shift. Keeps it in fourth now. Goes all the way down to second. A little unconventional with the gear shifts, I must say, but if it's working for him, then that's the thing to look out for. Going into corps. A little hesitant, back in complaining a little bit. Entering the Maggots and Beckett's complex. Struggling to put down the power and struggling with traction. Back in sliding and complaining. Meanwhile, Raman's retired from the session, but we'll stay on board with Hershey for the time being. Almost an invalidation there. Gets the car nicely slowed down, hits the apex. A little tighter line there, I must say, rounding up the final corner, and that Hershey goes up to a 143, and expect those times to tumble down quite a bit. Meanwhile, Shrikant Das goes P2 with a 141.067. So I think there's just getting up to grips with the car and finding pace lap after lap, and those lap times are going to tumble down the order. Meanwhile, Rev King is on a hot lap. That was brave through corps, and he invalidates. He was carrying a little more speed through there. Meanwhile, Jishnu is on a flyover, back and snapping out there from him. Keeps it nice and tight through this sector. Let's see how he navigates cops, and oh, little lift, too much of a lift and hesitant on the throttle. It just proves how tricky the conditions really are. Takes Maggots and Beckets fairly well, going onto the back straight. Hesitant throughout this sector just to put the power down, back and complaining, and he goes provisional pole with a 1:40.067. That's a good time from him for now, but those times are still going to tumble down the order quite a fair bit. So meanwhile, Bharat is on a hot lap, and meanwhile, Bharat's purple, the middle sector, so I'm not sure if that's going to stand, but looks like a decent lap so far. By the looks of it, I'm pretty sure he's running full traction, because looking at his throttle inputs, you can't be flat out through there. Navigates this section fairly well, and he goes up to a 1:38.693. That's a mega lap from Bharat. Meanwhile, EC level bot is on a hot lap. Oh, and he loses the rear as I say that. That's not going good for him. Hope he didn't impede the Aston behind him. Oh, he's on. That's Racing Gupta on a hot lap, so we'll stay on board with him and see how he goes around Silverstone in these unfavorable conditions. Meanwhile, VFix puts it on P2 for now with a 1:39.803. So just hesitant on the throttle here, and easy level was retired from the session. Racing Gupta is really struggling there. It's probably just he's not finding grip whatsoever, but saying that, he's purple sector 1, so not sure if that's representative, but I'm sure we That was brave through Maggots and Beckett's. He's placing his car in all the right places there. And he's purple sector 2 as well. And Racing Gupta crosses the line with a 138.933. I still think he has a lot of time to. Meanwhile, Shrikant Das with a 138.365. The track's just improving ever so slightly. And meanwhile, we have Easy Level Bot in the comms box. He's going to be the driver and do comms and give us an interesting point of view of the race situation. How are you doing, Easy Level Bot? How are you doing, Gaurav?
Hi, Redstone. I'm doing good. I'm doing very well.
So how was the track condition? Like, how slippery is it out there?
It is pretty slippery, but I think the sprint and the race is dry. So I don't know what the weather conditions are replicated for the race as well, but
no,
both of them are dry.
So sprint session will be dry, and then there'll be a lobby reset with a reverse grid order. So you never know what the main race has for you guys. Yeah.
Right now, but qualifying has been pretty slippery. I was struggling a lot for.
Yeah, I think I caught you going for a spin after Maggots and Beckett. So.
Yep, that was where I had a spin. So eventually, I decided to retire and just be a spectator from the back of the grid as to how the race or the sprint unfolds for these drivers.
Yeah, I mean, you can give us a lot of valuable insights starting from the back of the grid in sprint race, but you're on pole for the main race, so it's too polarizing. Yeah, you are. According to the championship order, you'll be starting P1 since you haven't scored any points yet.
Oh yeah, that's true. Alright. So yeah, just participating for the sake of it in the race. Let's see. I'd rather. Let's see how commentating as well as racing goes. That's the first step for me. So I hope.
Meanwhile, going on board with Jishnu, he's purple the sector 2, and he's been quite rapid, but I don't think he's put up a representative time yet. So what do you think, Gaurav? What do you think he can? Do you think he can go provisional pole right now?
Yep, I think he is a definite contender for pole position as well, and might just see himself in the front row as he now comes across.
And he goes.
Yes, provisional pole that is, and I think so. That's about a 3.5 tenths lead to VFix, more than 3.5 tenths. So
yeah.
There is still 4 minutes to go for the qualifying session. No points for this qualifying session since it's a sprint weekend, but nonetheless they would want to see their car up front for the sprint race as well.
I mean, it's just end of the day, it's a matter of building confidence and like showing your competitors what you can actually do. So,
and I think is that Deadly Mosquito is back into the pitch, so I think there's a Ferrari.
And Spandan goes really wide into cops. I don't think like he woke up today and thought, no, I'm not gonna take cops. I'm just gonna like explore track limits.
As Abhi is also back into the pitches, there's a McLaren that's probably going to start a new lap. So I think not a lot of cars right now crossing the line. There's another Mercedes, I think that is Spandan, who has obliterated, as you were mentioning, Maggots and Beckett. Or was it Cops? Yeah, it was Cops.
I think that was Cops, yeah. And meanwhile, Oxidized Rage is on an outlap, and he's been rapid in qualifying, but he sort of botches it up in the race. So it's going to be quite interesting to see what he can pull out in these tricky conditions. And as I say that, he has a moment and goes for a spin. The commentator's curse is real here, Gaurav.
Yes, indeed. And looking at your history, you thought about wet conditions as well.
Yeah.
So, let's see what happens in the main race though. But any of the drivers. I think
Meanwhile,
Rev King
Hershey obliterates the provisional pole time with a 1:35.827. So leaving it out
almost
till
a
the last
7.5
moment
tenths.
really is key to maximizing
That
lap
is,
time, and the track is ramping up quite a fair bit.
yeah, but Jishnu is also has gone for a spin. I think Rev King is also coming to. Uh, he's rounded up the first sector and he's a second up on his time in the first sector. So let's see, there is still a couple of sectors for him to go. But he would be the
Uh,
next car that would be. No, I think Abdul Samad should be the next car crossing the line, setting up
yeah,
first time on board. And let's see where he sees himself. Oh, just rides the curve a bit too hard in the final set of corners there, but that power
there he
down
goes, P3.
Fergalus and P3. That's a good time for him. 8 tenths off pace from the provisional pole sitter. Still has
But that shows
probably some time
the degree to which
to.
the track is improving. So
Yep, expect a lot of time being improved, and as Rev King should also now be the next car to cross the line, and he
there he
goes
goes, P2.
P2. So 3 seconds, more than 3 seconds of an improvement on his time. So that's also some good time. And does he have enough time to probably recharge his battery and go for one final run? I don't
I think
think
it
he
should
has.
be
So
doable. I think it should be
yeah, I think
doable.
he should be going on this another run itself, and looks like it as well. The way he is going,
Meanwhile,
looks like
Oxidized
it is.
Rage navigating his way through a little bit of traffic, rounding up the final two corners, locking up slightly there. Puts the power down fairly well, but the back end stepping out a bit, and that's a
And goes
1:36.4.
P2 and goes P3. So that is a good time. Meanwhile, there is another Alfa Romeo crossing the line of V6.
No, he's
I think
starting a
he's going
lap
to
there.
go. Yep, he's starting
This
a
is
lap.
all to
I
play
think
for
that's
right now for VFix. So let's see
Spandan
if
the
he
gamer.
can put it on pole.
Yep, Spandan the gamer also starting a new lap. Meanwhile, there's an Alpine. Is that? That's a Williams or Srikanth Das that is also probably starting a lap. And Abhi is looks like I think he would also come to start a lap. So yep, I think Rev King has invalidated his lap, so that's pretty much qualifying over for Rev King. So P2 for him provisionally. Meanwhile, there's an Aston Martin. I think there's coming of Vishnu, who is improving by 1.3 seconds on his time. So that is pretty much poised for pole position as Vishnu going to navigate the final set of corners, and Hershey is also improving by 8 tenths. So Redstone, this is going to be a
Yeah,
good
it's gonna
fight
be
for
tight.
pole
Oh, Jishnu
position.
has a slight moment and he crosses the line with a 1:34.9.
And
And
Jishnu
Hershey,
takes pole from Hershey. Right, sorry, I beg your pardon. Hershey snatches pole, and Racing Gupta puts himself into
and VFix
P3.
has two more corners to think about and grab that pole position. Let's see if
Delhi
he's done
Mosquito
enough.
goes P9, Abdul Samad goes P7, V6 Cutter with 1.5 second improvement on his time. Is that enough for pole
And it
position? Yes,
is.
is. And there is a Williams of Srikanth, I think that's probably going to now cross the line. I think there's a Mercedes also crossing the line of Spandan goes P7. And Srikanth Das now.
And Shrikant puts it on
Srikanth
pole.
Das pole, the last car to
What?
start the lap.
That was a
And
brilliant effort. I think leaving it out till the last minute really paid off for Shrikant. And
as
that's a
indeed as that has.
stunning lap. Wow. That was exhilarating to say the less. So that's qualifying over with Shrikant Das in P1, VFX P2, Harshi in P3, Jishnu in P4, Bharat in P5, Racing Gupta P6, Rev King P7, Spandan P8, Oxidize with a tricky qualifying in P9, Abdul Samad P10, Gial Mosquito P11, Ibrahim in P12, Abi in P13, and Raman rounding up the final drivers in P14.
Yeah,
Wow.
thanks, Ajitesh. That was very kind of you to not mention me on the drivers list.
I mean, you it is what it is, I guess. So what do you
Yep,
think? Like, how do you think the sprint race is going to pan out?
yep, I think it's going to be a big tough battle from right from P1 to P4. Those drivers are going to be really elbows out and trying to fight for positions while I just enjoy my this views from the back of the grid.
Yep, and it's a dry race for the sprint, and so that really, like, I think the likes of Jishnu and VFix will be really happy to see that because their pace in the dry conditions is something else. So
Yep,
quite
indeed. Let's hope
interesting.
there isn't any kind of a safety car for these 9 laps.
Yeah. Formation lap is underway, and yep, we're gonna see. And meanwhile, VFix goes for a spin at the start. That's an interesting way to warm up the tires.
Yep, already on the grasslands. I think there would be a lot of temperature already for him on his tires.
Interesting tactics there by
So
VFix.
by the way, have you put the YouTube link on Discord?
I don't think I've done that. I'm gonna do that quick.
The top seven and Spun, even including Spun and so the Oxidized, and you could include Abdul Samad and Mosquito. In fact, everybody, they've got a lot of pace in
Yeah.
them, and one of the divers is on a soft set of soft tires, which is I think Racing Gupta. So might just have to keep an eye out on him as
Yeah,
well
I
in
think
terms of
he's
what kind of
really
start he
poised to
has.
like get, if he gets a good start. But again, like with tire degradation in Silverstone, it's going to be like, yeah, he'll have the tire
Oh,
advantage in the first few laps, and it's gonna go away real soon as Shrikant lines up. Let's see how
as
good his
Pandan
parking
is
is.
spinning and spinning right behind me.
And Shrikant gets disqualified. Abdul Samad, there's another disqualification. Racing Gupta is disqualified. A lot of disqualifications here. Let's see what you do. Oh, that's fairly good parking. Come on, give me a
Yeah,
good
but
angle
still a
game.
green.
It's 5 lights and away we. Go, go, go. And VFix does get a decent start. Meanwhile, Shrikant, is he going to challenge him into turn one? No. And Shrikant keeps the lead.
And I have a couple of spinners of Abdul and Ibrahim with me.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Racing Gupta is quite static, and there's 3 wide going into Oxidize, really losing out there. Spandan gets the job done on Racing Gupta. Well, it's quite the carnage. Meanwhile, Racing Gupta is coming back at Spandan, dives down the inside, and he gets the move done. That's a brilliant move from Racing Gupta there. Meanwhile, Harshi is on the back of VFix, 2 10s, 3 10s behind him. Meanwhile, Oxidize on the back of Spandan. It's fairly close here. Meanwhile, you're getting an excellent drive on Abhi and you move to the inside. That's a great move by you, easy level bot.
Yeah, thanks for that. A bit of screen time over there.
Meanwhile, Hashi is really pushing VFix to the edge. And Jishnu getting awfully close to VFix there. To Hashi, sorry. Meanwhile, Racing Gupta has caught up to the back of Bharat. The soft tires should be giving him exceptional advantage going through these sections, and Spandan gets a 3-second time penalty as we speak. Meanwhile, VFix is all over the back of Shrikant. 2 10 separate the two drivers. Abhi gets a 3-second time penalty, and we have a spinner, or a half spin rather, of Racing Gupta, and GRL Mosquito make contact, and EC level ball is on the all over the back of Racing Gupta. What is going on here? And that's VSC. Wow.
Yeah, that was Racing Gupta, I think, had a bit of a moment and he just came a bit too close for the battle between Mosquito and me, and just that unfortunate bit of contact between the two drivers. Mosquito probably taking a bit of that curve in the final corner, which got him slightly out of shape, which eventually led to
Just hope for the sake of all these drivers they don't get a drive through, and keep the deltas in mind. Oh, Shrikant really braking and weaving there. And Ibrahim gets a 3-second time penalty, multiple warnings for corner cut. Wow.
The VSC ending. And I get a brilliant drive on Racing Gupta.
Oh yeah, you've got the job done. Wow, that's great. Climbing up the order, I see. I'll leave you to it and go back to the leading pack. I must say Shrikant Das is doing exceptionally well for the time being, holding off VFX. And I think VFX is just being really patient here and not trying any risky moves. And everything's fairly settled down. Like the gaps are fairly similar, and VFX
is pretty hard on me.
Yeah, I think you got some work to do there. Racing Gupta really hounding easy level board there.
Yeah, but I hope his tires give up on him pretty soon. Otherwise, he's just keeping up the heat.
You know what they say, Gaurav, just focus ahead and don't look behind. I think that's what you've got to do.
Yep.
Oh, meanwhile, Oxidize. It's a tight battle, like everyone's within a second of each other in the top 8. That's interesting. Meanwhile, Hashi gets an exceptional exit out of the final corner and puts in the fastest time of the race.
Alright, Racing Gupta, you need not do that with me. You have to...
Okay, so what happened there, Gaurav?
I know some contact between us. I think I left him enough space.
Meanwhile, VFX really closing in. DR is wide open. Shrikant really has to start looking in his mirrors now. Two 10 separate them as they turn the wheel right into cops. And this is where it's awfully close here between VFX and Shrikant. So VFX visibly having to lift off to not run into the back of him. Gets an exceptional drive onto the back straight and he's closing in. Pulls to the outside. Wow. And he gets the move done. And Jishnu gets the move done on Hashi as well. And they make contact and they spin out. Both of them are out and Hashi does not have a front wing. That's unfortunate. And it's safety car. Wow.
I think I'm going to go for a set of soft tires. I'm right at the back, so...
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense. It's still...
drivers behind me, I think. A lot of them didn't decide to box.
And to be honest, since it's a safety car, you might as well just like finish this sprint race and focus on your main race, you know?
Yeah, but thankfully I changed my tire choice at the right time. Otherwise I would have used another set of mediums.
Meanwhile, Spandan gets another penalty. Wow. And this has put the likes of Oxidize in a very good position for like a potential P2. He's P4 right now. And going by his pace, like, you know, he's easily quicker than the two guys ahead of it. So that's going to be quite interesting. And Rev King is in the mix as well, so... Wow, okay.
Okay, I think this safety car would be out this lap and the next. I think 2 laps of green flag conditions. So no DRS, it's all a play of bad,
like, you know, ERS management and how brave you are. And I think we're going to witness a few dive bombs here and there, Gaurav, you know? Looking at the penalty situation, Bharat has a 3 seconds, Spandan with 6 seconds, and doubling that, like crushing that, Ibrahim has 8 seconds worth of penalties, and as we speak, GRL Mosquito gets another 3 seconds. How do you get a time penalty under safety car conditions? Like, I haven't seen that one before. I mean, crashing out under safety car conditions, I'm quite adept.
Alright, a
abreast
couple
with
of
that.
drivers into the pits.
Oh, Abhi is into the pits. Harshi
I'm
is into
sorry,
the
but
pits. Jishnu. Oh no. Harshi in the pits. I think you're still in a very good position in those soft tires. Like you can make up quite a few places. Like if you send it, Gaurav.
yeah, but I might just retire on the last lap or something like that.
I mean, you never know. It's not done till it's done. A little bit of
Yeah,
optimism can go a long way.
yeah, I don't want to steal a lot of points from these full-time drivers, to be honest, but
Oh, you're being considerate there. See, you do realize the championship is over, so
oh yeah, then it's nothing to play for much, huh? Not even the runners-up positions enough.
runners up. I think Jishnu still has some work to do, but I think as long as he scores points in most of the races, I think he's good to go.
And Vishnu is just a couple of positions ahead of me, so
Yeah.
I'd rather not spoil much of his race, but let's see how that pans out in these couple of laps. So safety car hopefully should be
Should be in this lap,
in this
ideally.
lap, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, I think we would have 2 laps of
I
racing.
mean, GR Mosquito is catching up rapidly. And he's got one more corner to navigate before he catches the back of the field. And yep, I think the safety car is in this lap. It's going to be an interesting restart. I'll be on board with Shrikant Das and see when VFix bounces. VFix still backing up the field. Shrikant getting very impatient there. And VFix goes, and that's quite a good restart for Shrikant and the likes of Bharat and Rev King on the back of Oxidize. And Oxidize loses the car. He goes for a spin, and that's race over for him. Meanwhile, Racing Gupta, Raman, Easy Level Bot. It's quite the battle here. An Easy Level Bot sends one down the inside, and they're still going wheel to wheel. But the soft tires on Easy Level Bot's car really propels him. That's a great move, and yep, that was quite interesting there. Meanwhile, Raman on the back of Racing Gupta. Contact between a little wheel banging going on between Abhi and Harshi. Oh, and Raman spins. Chaotic last finishing stages of the sprint race. Well, Racing Gupta hounding Spandan. Those soft tires are giving Easy Level Bot all the dream exits he could hope for, and he's on the back of Jishnu now. awfully close there between Easy Level Bot and Jishnu. What a battle this is turning out to be. Jishnu gets an excellent drive on Rev King. Easy Level Bot hangs back, goes down the inside of Rev King. It's 3 wide, going into Magnussen Beckett's. A little bit of wheel banging there between Easy Level Bot and Rev King. And Easy Level Bot gets the move done. Wow. Meanwhile, Spandan is looking feisty. Meanwhile, Racing Gupta and Harshi going wheel to wheel. Racing Gupta gets the move done. And Easy Level Bot's retired. What happened there, Gaurav?
I just retired in the pits. It was a good battle. I think none of us was willing to yield, but a bit of
that was something else.
Yeah, but all the drivers in one piece, hopefully, so nothing coming there.
We are waiting for Oxidized Rage to find a round of the final few corners, and he goes for a spin. Wow. So that sprint race over. B-Fix yet again, winning. And the winning streak just keeps continuing with this man, and it seems like no one's able to stop him. And I just hope everyone retires so the lobby can be reset. The driver of the day is Harshi. So P1
it was a good sprint session there.
Yep,
go for it, Red.
V-Fix in P1, Srikandas P2, Bharat P3, Jishnu P4, Rev King P5, and Harshi P6 after that contact with Jishnu, GRL Mosquito in P7, Gupta in P8, Spandan in P9, Raman P10, Ibrahim P11, Abhi P12, Abdul Samad P13, and Oxidized Rage P14, and Easy Level Bot retiring in the pits because he's a generous man in P15. It's quite the race, to be honest. A little carnage towards the end, but nonetheless interesting. And we're going to see absolute carnage here. And I hope for the sake of everyone, retires quick. Quite a bit of shenanigans there. Everyone disqualifying each other.
Yeah, I made sure I disqualified at least 2 along with me.
Generous there as well. And viewers, we'll be back after the lobby has been reset. Just
I'm on pole. Oh
Yep.
shit.
And we are live again. Welcome back, viewers. It's going to
You
be
sent
quite an
a.
interesting race.
They haven't readied up. You sent the message.
Yep. Message to ready up has been sent. What do you think, Gaurav? How do you think the race is going to turn out? Is there rain towards the end of the race or is it just dry throughout?
It is a dry race throughout. So, yeah, let's see what it looks like. But yeah, you're just going to find out how much I'm going to just experiment on this in this race.
And the formation lap is underway. Let's look at the tires. Everyone's on. Oh, you're starting on the softs. So
Oh
one
yes,
soft driver and three drivers starting on the hards, the likes of GRL Mosquitoes, Abdul Samad and Hershey. So they've opted for the alternate strategy here.
I think Bharat Ibrahim and Racing Gupta are a few drivers who
And Racing Gupta goes
get
for a spin.
get some good launches out of the
But
line.
the softs are really going to help you with that launch. So
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping for. I hope I get a good start, but let's see. I think I
so
should
so
rather
you're going for a one
start the
stopper
bet
then,
now.
or a two
No, no,
stopper.
no. It all depends on when if there's a safety car, but
Yep.
I hope there's a safety car that comes out pretty soon. Somewhere around lap 4 or lap 5 would be ideal for
Ideal
me.
for you to go on the hards. Yeah.
Okay, and there's a spinner of a Mercedes that's going to be very slow. So that's going to be a long time at the
Yeah,
starting line.
that's Spandan the gamer. Going for a little detour. My easy level board. Bharat is quite impatient there. An oxidized rage disqualifies, Rev King disqualifies. It's good parking there from pointing to the right. From easy level board. Give me a good camera angle game. Come on. It's 5 lights and away we. Come on, game. Go, go, go. Easy level board gets a compromised start. Bharat gets an exceptional start. And Ibrahim on the outside. Few drivers going extremely wide there. And what's happened at the back? An oxidized rage in P4 and he spins. No. Oxidized rage doesn't spin. He's challenging easy level board. Easy level board has a massive moment that's allowed Raman to slip through. Meanwhile, Bharat in the lead. He's pulled a gap of 2 seconds already. And the oxidized rage goes for a spin. Quite typical, I would say. And well, Jishnu and Rev King really battling it out. Going into Cobbs. Will we see a move coming here? No. Ibrahim really slowing down the pack behind him. Rev King gets an excellent few corners and he gets an immense drive, and we have a yellow flag for oxidized rage. Meanwhile, Srikandas going down the inside of Spandan the gamer, going wheel to wheel, but Spandan the gamer and Racing Gupta goes for a spin. Wow. She gets a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. The battle for P4 is quite intense. We have a yellow flag yet again. Is that oxidized rage? No, that's Racing Gupta going for a spin. There's a yellow flag in sector 3 and an oxidized rage dives into the pits. Is he going to retire? And he does retire from the session. Wow, that was early. Well, easy level board catching up to the back of Raman through Maggots and Beckett's. It's a brilliant drive out of going onto the back straight. Move pulls to the outside, but backs out of it. And he makes contact with Raman. And Raman goes for a spin. What happened there, Gaurav?
I think I was
Meanwhile, Ibrahim
and he just came back at me. I think this
Ibrahim Spandan the gamer and Srikandas going for it. Srikandas going around the outside of Spandan the gamer into turn 1. And Spandan the gamer does not back out of it. That's allowed VFix to get past Srikandas, sends one down the inside. Wheel to wheel, VFix and Srikandas. And VFix gets the move done. Wow. And Ibrahim and Spandan the gamer make contact, and VFix is just hanging back for the moment. Spandan the gamer goes wide, VFix gets a decent exit. Ibrahim all over the place and squeezing Spandan the gamer, and Ibrahim goes into the wall. Wow. Meanwhile, Spandan gamer VFX makes a move going into Maggots. That's a brilliant move from him. There's absolute carnage here at the moment. Meanwhile, Jishnu really hounding Rev King here. As EC level bot sets the fastest lap of the race. Spandan going wide. Meanwhile, Hashi sets the fastest lap at a 1:31.767 on mediums. Rev King closing into the back of VC level bot there. Meanwhile, Raman and Abhi going wheel to wheel, they swap positions. Meanwhile, Abhi gets a brilliant exit coming out of that corner. Will he send one down the inside? No, he does not. He hangs back. Jishnu gets a compromised exit. Well, an easy level bot has a moment. Wow.
And that was a major moment on those soft tires.
Where VFX is catching up to the top three ever so slightly.
That's a sign, either get me a safety car or either I box and keep myself at the back of the grid. But yeah, this commentating and driving hasn't turned out the best for the concentration.
Yeah, rightfully so.
Yeah, I tapped out a couple of cars
and this yellow flag in sector 2, Raman has a moment. Wow. Meanwhile, Jishnu, the battle for P2 is really ramping up. And Racing Gupta gets a 3-second time penalty as we speak, and Jishnu struggling to put down the power. It's quite evenly matched between Rev King Jishnu and VFX. VFX closer to Jishnu than Jishnu is closer to Rev King. It's all about getting a very good exit here. And VFX does get an excellent exit. DR is wide open. Can Jishnu do something about clearing Rev King here? Meanwhile, easy level board on the back of Abhi there. DR is wide open in the slipstream of Abhi. East level board moves to the inside. Gets the overtake done. That was a fairly clean overtake there. Going back to the battle for P2. Jishnu is ever so slightly closer now on this time around.
Shit.
Got a speeding a bit. Still a long race. I think you can recover some good points end of the day. Jishnu gets, and Jishnu loses the car. Goes for a spin. No, he's kept it on track, but yeah. He was doing so well up until that point. Just greedy on the throttle, and the Rio just couldn't deal with the torque demand. Rev King VFX hounding Rev King right now. It's fairly settled down right now. The only closest battle is between VFX and Rev King.
Yep, and cars a bit close to each other in the midfield there, otherwise my teammate is also right behind me.
VFX finding some incredible pace right now. Rev King struggling quite a bit. I think we should see a move coming by the end of this lap. 3 tenths behind going into Cops. And Rev King, as we speak, gets a 3-second time penalty. Closing in, but Rev King's done enough to keep him at bay at the moment. Meanwhile, Jishnu's caught up to the back of Spandin. It's quite a good recovery there, but it's still lost 6 seconds to VFX. Fix gets an exceptional drive. Rev King parking his car in all the right places. Fix dives down the outside and it's still wheel to wheel. Rev King doesn't want to yield. Wow. And they're still wheel to wheel going into cops. And Fix backs out of it. Going into Maggots and Beckett's. 1/10 separate these two drivers. That was a great show these two have put on. Fix closing in all the time. Rev King with a lockup. Fix rubbing his arms right now. It's very good drive. What's going to happen this time around? Fix dives down the inside. Rev King does not have an answer, but he is coming back. Good aerial shot there. And Fix gets the move done. Wow. DR is wide open for Rev King. Pull him ever so slightly closer to Fix. And Fix dives down the pits. He is going for that undercut.
Yep, the undercut can be very powerful around Silverstone. Oh, yellow flag. Retirement, Racing Gupta.
Yep.
And is that a safety car?
It is a safety car.
Would the mediums go for 13 laps?
Yes, I think that should be doable.
No, I'm going to stick to the hard tires.
The hards can easily do 20 laps around Silverstone. Oh, Fix makes contact with the safety car. What?
And has he?
What?
That might just be a glitch.
Probably, but that was really weird to see on my screen. Since the green lights were on the safety car, I don't think that's a penalty by any means, but hopefully he hasn't lost a bit of his car. No, everything seems intact. Meanwhile, Bharat will he pit? And he does. Rev King follows him through. Jishnu comes into the pits as well. Spandan the gamer in the pits. And Jishnu gets a 5-second time penalty for speeding in the pit lane.
Yep, the Silverstone pit lane can be
quite tricky, yeah.
Yep, and
VFix is in the pits again, so I think that did give him some sort of damage. Or is he going on to the mediums?
Yeah, I think he has no other choice because he is on a set of hard tires right now.
And he is going to the mediums. And he does have wing damage from the contact with the safety car. Wow.
And okay, there are a couple of drivers who've come out on a set of medium tires. 13 laps to go on the race. I think that is a good worthy gamble to take, I think.
It really is, because I think by the time they finish this stint on the mediums, I think it'll probably be around 60 to 70% tire wear, which is not too bad around Silverstone, so it's doable, certainly doable. But ideally, hards would be the preferable tire to stay on right now. Meanwhile, in all of this, we haven't spoken about Bharat. He's just disappeared into the lead, and the safety car has ruined that for him. So he has to focus on getting a good restart and building up that gap back again.
Yep, Bharat had some fantastic race start, and
that's down with the full traction he's running. I mean, I saw his onboard during the wet quali as well. He was smashing the throttle, full throttle everywhere. So that just shows that he's running full traction, because it's impossible to. And Racing Gupta has left the session. He's had enough of this. Meanwhile, looking at the penalty situation. Well, Jishnu's in the pits. And he's going to the mediums. Oh, and he's getting the 5-second out of his way as well. That's quite smart from him to put on the mediums right now and carve through the field. He knows he has the pace.
Yep, and he'll be a driver to watch out for. Even a driver behind me is on a set of medium tires, fresh medium tires, that is GRL Mosquito. So I would also have to be wary of a lot of drivers behind me. I would just try to put as much pressure as I can on the drivers up front, but let's see how the next 12 laps go, and hopefully the safety car should be in this lap.
I don't think it should be
catching up
this lap, but I don't know. I'm not too sure with this game.
Yeah.
Jishnu has caught up. I think the only two drivers is Ibrahim and Harshi, and Harshi's just exiting the pits right now. So I don't know how that's going to work out. It's going to be an interesting restart nonetheless.
Am I the driver with the oldest tire life on the grid right now?
I don't think I can be telling you that. That will be unfair advantage.
Okay. No. Alright. No, but I can always check the race director.
Yeah, I'm joking.
you might as well make things easy for me.
Yes, you're on the oldest hard tire on the grid right now. 6 laps.
It's going to be interesting 12 laps for me, and there is going to be one more round. So now is a good time to go for a set of mediums. Let's not do it.
No, I'm telling you, those hards last 20 laps before they get undrivable. So, and this potentially, going by the looks of it, we might see another safety car. So it's all still to play for.
Yep, anything can happen in a race. Let's see.
Safety car should be in this lap.
Yep, I think 2 laps of running, that more shouldn't.
Prefix in P9 and Jishnu in P11 on fresh mediums, you really have to look out for them. They're going to be making some really good moves, carving through the field.
They're all the more important for me to try make.
And safety car is in this lap. I'm going to stay on board with Rev King and see when Bharat pounces, if he gets a good restart this time around.
I think that full traction is definitely going to help him get a good launch.
And he's gone. Bharat has... And he's already gained 1.2 seconds. That's a great restart from Bharat. Meanwhile, Spandan all over the back of Rev King there. Spandan trying to dive down the inside, and he does dive down the inside. Rev King gives him enough space, but it's fair racing from them. Rev King struggling to find grip out here. Meanwhile, Abdul Samad on the back of Shrikant Das. Spandan goes really wide. An easy level board gets an excellent exit into the slipstream of Abdul Samad. Will we see a move going here? And he backs out of it for now. And VFix makes a move on Raman. Raman coming back at him. They're going wheel to wheel. And VFX gets the move done. And that's allowed Jishnu to go down the inside of Raman. And they touch. And both of them have come out of that unscathed. Wow. Raman's really falling down the order here. And as we speak, GRL Mosquito has left the session. I'm going to quickly send him an invite. I'm unable to right now. VFix goes deep. This has allowed Jishnu to get an excellent run on him. We see a move coming here. Jishnu moves down the inside, but he backs out of it. Mean DRS has been enabled. Meanwhile, Rev King on the back of Bharat now. Bharat getting excellent exits out of each and every corner. DR is wide open. Nothing doing this time around. Rev King gets an exceptional exit coming out of Cops. He's on the all over the back of Bharat. Does he get a good exit here? Yes, he does. DR is wide open yet again. Rev King sends one down the inside and they still wheel to wheel. They make contact, and Bharat is still up ahead. Wow. It's round 2 now. Meanwhile, Jishnu says the fastest lap of the race, and Abhi goes for a spin, I think. Yellow flags. Rev King comes back at Bharat. Bharat parking his car in the middle of the track. This is getting really feisty here now. Will Rev King get a good exit? Yes, he does. 2 tenths separating the top 2 drivers. Bharat's really struggling through the Maggots and Beckett's complex. Rev King for round 2 again, 2 tenths behind. Dives down the inside and gets the move done this time around. It's brilliant racing there. We have a yellow flag in Sector 3 for GRL Mosquito. Abdul Samad's lights are already flashing and easy level boards all over him. We're nailing traction here, and he does. DR is wide open yet again, and VFix is 2 tenths behind easy level board. Abdul Samad goes deep. VFix getting awfully close. VFix going through maggots. East Liverpool gets an exceptional drive coming out of Abdul, moves to the inside. And Pandin, oh, there's a massive crash. There's multiple crashes. V-Pix out. Easy level board out. Wow.
I saw that car spinning. It was my instinct. I also lost my car.
Yeah, that caused a domino effect. Pandin spinning his car. caused you to spin your car, and I think BFix ran into the back of you. Wow. And that is a safety car. Oh
Yep,
my god, that's so unfortunate.
Vishnu has been somehow alive out of it. His
Yeah.
contact with him
Oh, and the
ended
safety
in
car's trying to take out other cars as well, yet again. It's a race to forget for BFix, I think. This has really put Abdul Samad in a good position without penalties in P3. What do you think, Gaurav?
yeah, and probably it should be a good idea to. Oh, he's on the set of mediums as well. Yes, so maybe he can take it to the end of the race, but maybe a good time for the soft runners as well.
All he has to do is stick within 3 seconds of the top two, and that's more than enough to seal the win.
Yep, I'm just thinking if Pandan's DNF hadn't caused that distraction and domino, there might still have been a safety car and a good chance for a good part of the rest of the race. But yep, a couple of that took
I
another
saw
driver
that
out.
unwind, and what? Jishnu's in the pits. I necessarily don't think that's a right call, but okay, Rev King in the pits, and Abdul is P1 right now.
Yep, that's a good place. All he needs to do is just defend. He'll have his batteries also recharged now.
Yeah.
His red light had been flashing. I could see that red
For
light
quite a
flashing right in
while,
front of him.
indeed. Yeah.
But barring Abdul Samad, the rest of the entire field is on a set of soft tires, so it's going to be a difficult time for him.
Yeah.
He might just lose plentiful of positions, but that having no penalties would also help him.
And assuming we have 3 laps of racing, no, actually 2 laps of racing, right?
Yeah, I think 22. Yeah, we're on lap 22 right now. So the safety car would be 3 laps of racing. I think there might just be 1 lap with the DRS as well.
Yeah. So Abdul should just focus on getting a good start and pick his battles wisely. Even if they're faster, let them through and stick with them. So
yeah, and on
not
his list,
let them through immediately, but hold them up a bit and then make sure they don't create that 3-second gap.
Yep, and he has the entire list of those 5 drivers in front of, right behind him, and he knows all of them have penalties. So
yeah,
he knows there is a lot of time to gain. He just needs to place his car at the right place. Jishnu would also, despite being P6, he knows, he has a lot of positions that he would gain if he just continues the way it is.
and Jishnu has to be quite careful here not to get a penalty, because I think I saw him extend the track on multiple occasions. So
yeah, but let's hope Mosquito is able to catch the pack, because if he isn't, then I think the safety car might just be there for 1 more lap.
yeah.
Then it would be no DRS, but only 2 drivers that are there without any penalties, while the rest of the field does have a lot of penalties to contend with.
If the safety car is out for 1 more lap, that puts Abdul in a very good position. He just needs to deploy what he has and hold on to it. The fewer the laps, the better for him.
Yep, and from the looks of it, I think there might.
And GRL Mosquito's back in the pits. I think he's going to retire.
Sure. I think he's going to come out on a fresh set of socks, and he'll serve his pit stop as time penalty as well. So that would
I
mean
don't
one
think
more
the
lap
safety
of
car
safety
will
car.
wait for him
No,
to
I
join
think
back.
but that would mean one more lap of safety car, I
For
think.
sure.
So
Yeah.
so you just have 2 laps of racing to go.
You think we'll see Abdul's debut win here? I would love to see him on the top step of the podium.
Look, hopefully, let's root for it. Let's root for Abdul taking that win. Meanwhile, Delhi Mosquito coming out of the pit, so that's a good run for him. And I don't think the safety car in call has come, so that would definitely mean another lap of safety car and two
So, like
laps
I said,
of
2 laps
green
of
flag racing.
green flag racing. Yeah.
So let's see. And Delhi Mosquito is also another driver now. His 5 second is out of the way, so he has no penalties now. So all he has
And
to
he's
do
on
as
fresh
well
softs as
is,
well. So he just needs
yep,
to catch up as soon as possible.
yep. And I think hopefully he might just be on those better warmed up tires as well, and
Yeah.
he should be able to catch up. I think he is a sector behind precisely,
I think he should be able to catch up. I think that puts him in a very good position right now.
a sector and a half rather. But yep, yep, and no penalties. He would definitely. He might. Who knows if he can make a few moves stick.
He could
Might
end
just
up on
see
the
himself
podium
at
here, Gaurav.
podium. Yep, yep, he can. So interesting fight for the race win and the final podium position. So 2 laps are definitely poised for all of us. All right, let's see. Now
He
I'm on
should
board
be able
with
to catch up.
Rev
He
King.
should be able to catch up. And yeah, he will catch up. I'm gonna stay on board with Rev King, and you could probably be on board with Jishnu. So get a better understanding of this restart. It's all to play for Abdul.
And he
And
goes, I
Abdul's
think.
gone. Oh, and Rev
Touching.
King's all over the back of Abdul.
And
Rev
now
King.
we are green flag racing. Rev
Rev
King
King sends
looks
one
for
down
a
the
move
inside.
on the inside with that better grip advantage. Abdul Samad wants to come back, but he's got his teammate as well on the outside now.
And
Bharat
they make
almost
contact, and Harshi
bit
is
of
getting in
con.
the mix as well. He's gonna get Abdul's dropping like stones here.
As there's a yellow flag for GRL
Harshi
Mosquito now.
sends one
Harshi
down the
dives.
inside. Wow.
He does, and GRL Mosquito has retired from the session, so no points for him, or probably just 1 point there for him as going to the battle up front now. Has Jishnu been able to make any kind of moves? Nothing doing yet. And let's
And
see what
Abdul's under
that.
pressure from Ramin.
Yeah, he is. And through Abdul hasn't had
Abdul
the
goes
best of
wide.
maggots and Beckets, and Jishnu is also right at the back. At the tail end, there's a yellow flag for a
For
Ferrari of
Abhi.
Abhi.
Yeah.
And now Jishnu and Ramin side by side. Jishnu goes down the inside. Ramin gives him plenty full of space, but gets the better drive. And now Jishnu is under
And
attack from
Srikandas
Srikanta
outbreaks
on the.
himself. God.
Yep, just a bit of contact between the Aston Martin, I think, there. But meanwhile, going back up, Abdul Samad has lost 2 seconds to the leader, so
He
he needs
really
to
needs to
really
pick
keep
up the
up
pace if he
on
has
this
to keep the
run.
podium.
And Raman is right behind him, side by side through as
And
they
they make
enter the
contact
battle.
and run.
Contact, Raman is wide, and uh, that does invite Jishnu and Srikantas. Srikantas almost kissing the rears of the Aston Martin, takes a peek down the inside. Jishnu almost kissing the rears of the McLaren. Now this is a rather a feisty fight because Jishnu knows he's losing a lot of time behind Abdul Samad. He might just be able to scrap a victory if he can catch up to the field. I think he has a couple of seconds to catch.
And
He's
Jishnu
running
gets
out of
another time
sector and
penalty as well.
oh, and that just changes the dynamic altogether, and it is everything to play for Abdul Samad as Jishnu almost into the back
I
of
think
the
Abdul should
McLaren.
be really smart
Fantastic
here and just let
second
him through
drive.
and hold on to it.
Yeah, but there are a couple of even Srikantas right behind. Abdul holds it. Jishnu dives down the inside, and so does Srikantas. Abdul Samad yielding the positions to both those drivers. He knows he'll
Meanwhile,
get them
Rev King
back, but
crossing the
that
line with the fastest lap,
and
Bharat's
but
P2.
Abdul Samad and yup, he goes P1, Bharat P2,
And
P3
Abdul
for
finishes
Harshi Abdul.
P4.
P5 for Jishnu with that 3 second time penalty. Raman in P6, P7 for Shrikant, P8, P9 for Abhi.
Wow.
But I'll take your leave. I need to go grab my dinner.
Yep.
Silverstone. This was fun commentating and driving as
Yes,
well.
sir.
All right. Later
See you
then.
around. Yeah.
Bye bye.